Hello. Oh. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, Guares. Hello, Nimby. Hello, Puck Puck. Sorry, Puck Puff. Huh. Have you tried have you tried stealing content? I find that to be very efficient. I mean, D&D content, not videos, of course. I mean, I guess. I'm currently using material from Van Ryten's Guide to Ravenloft for, like, the foundation of everything I'm doing. And if you ask the anti-AI people, just by the fact I'm using AI at all as a tool for my work, I'm also stealing someone's content, surely. So, yeah. I'd say I'm a level 10 thief. Anyways, I can't show you guys what I'm working on. Because you never know who's watching. Hello, typing. Also, I don't know if my wife got it wrong on screen yesterday or what, but we're actually only like 73 away from monthly. We're not nearly as far as she made me think we were. It's only stealing if you're caught. Lol, the I do have a disclaimer at the bottom of my D&D sessions that says, and I quote, So in the description of my D&D sessions, it says, quick disclaimer, while I'm putting together all the material in my own way, unless I explicitly state that something was created by me, which many things are, I do not claim to own all of the material used in this campaign. Most of it is owned by, or at least very inspired by, Wizards of the Coast. Some of the items used can be found in the Homebrew Wiki, and many characters and plot lines were inspired by or adapted from third-party materials I've purchased in my last several years DMing. I do not care to make money off these streams. For that reason, these streams are not monetized on YouTube. I just aim to provide a good time for my players and community. Hope you enjoy. I will begin to just monetize streams, for future campaigns once we monetize a new channel. But for the time being, that's just how it is. And how fuck. And how it's always been. Anyways, yeah, I got shit to work on. Ugh. Alright, what does this fucking armor even do anymore? Even do again? I can't fucking remember.
Wow. Yesterday was payday. Also, we find the concept of the 5-room dungeon has helped me greatly with structuring my sessions. I did really struggle with structure to my many ideas.
Oh, concept of the 5-room dungeon? What does that mean? I don't know what that is. But thank you, Guares. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super. I'm in pain right now. But boy oh boy, when that YouTube check comes in next month, we're gonna be okay, I think. We're gonna be okay. I hope so. God, dude, I've been terrified of this month for the last, multiple months. I've just been alright, just gotta be ready for July. Just gotta be ready for July. End of June is here. And, we're just what the fuck do we do? What the fuck do we do? We're not prepared. The first entire week of July's income will be to pay rent. Oh, pain. Anyways, YouTube did pay this month? Yes, it did. They did actually pay this month. They did. They paid late, which they never do. They never ever do. They always make you wait. Like, if you missed it, it's like, too bad. Wait next month. But they actually paid this time. Which is, like, unheard of. Extremely rare YouTube W. Okay, thank you, Grace. Let me know if you want to put that towards anything. By the way, chat, quick reminder, today and tomorrow are the last days of double XP, which means that if you donate today or tomorrow, the money that you donated can be put towards the funding list twice. Slur list? Bet. That is... $5.68. Fuck. Let me actually add the daily real quick before I forget. There we go. Alrighty. To continue. But yeah, dude, this month is gonna be just such a mess. Like, for some context, chat, right? So, like, my plan right now, right, is this week, any money that we make this week, right, along with the payout from crowd control for last month, right, along with Pay's paycheck, which she gets on Thursday, so it's gonna be one day. I think it's gonna be one day less, right? Yeah, because she was sick She was sick on Friday, so she didn't work Friday. So her paycheck this week and probably also next week are gonna be missing a day. Right. Plus, the money that Pay's parents owe us for the loan that I took out for them, right, which they're going to be giving us on 4th of July, all that's basically going just towards paying rent, right? So then we have the week after that, we have essentially the next 2 weeks, right, from the 5th to the 11th, and then from the 12th to the 18th, or really to the 17th, that Friday, to try to make enough money to survive this fucking Miami trip. Because Friday night, we're driving out, right? We're going to get there Saturday morning. Saturday morning, we're going to buy that new truck, right? I also have to get ready to pull out the fucking trailer from my mom's house. Because we're driving back with a new truck. Big old diesel truck, right? And we're also hauling back a trailer, which means gas is gonna cost double for my truck. Not a Ford, right? It's a Ford. My truck is an F-150. It's 2019 F-150. And I'm gonna be using my truck to haul back my mom's trailer all the way from Miami back up here to Alabama. And then the truck that I'm buying, which Pay's gonna have to drive on the way up here, is a 2007 F-350. And so just the drive back is gonna be so expensive. It's gonna be so fucking expensive. Yeah, a lot of work, yep. And then we also have the hotel we're staying at for the night. We're going to my sister's quinceañera that night as well, right? Before we do the hotel stay, obviously. Right? So it's just like, we have to pay for the drive there, we have to pay for the fucking, you know, the hotel when we're there, we have to pay for both the trucks. All trucks come with their own baggage, depending on the make. Yeah, they do. And then, like, dude, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna want to just sell that truck right away, just because we're gonna be so financially, like, crippled because of this month. We're also possibly bringing my mom's cat to get her spayed and then having to drive her back. I don't know. My mom is being wishy-washy about it. So I don't know. We might not do that. Which actually, I would not mind, because that means it saves us a trip. It saves us having to make an extra trip to and from Miami to go drop off the cat again. So I honestly might just be totally okay with her not doing that. But yeah, dude, I'm gonna want to sell that truck, and I've been fighting back and forth in my brain between whether or not, like, I've been trying to convince myself that I should sell it, but at the same time, it's like, I know I fucking shouldn't. Because I know it's worth keeping. You know? It's just one of those case scenarios where it's like, you know, tough out the struggle now, so then later you're good. Or, you know, say fuck it, right, and just sell it, and then just go off easy, right? But then down the road, when I need something like that, it's gonna cost me more money. Because one does not simply find, like, a bulletproofed, you know, workhorse like that for $6,000. That doesn't happen. If down the road I want, like, you know, like a heavier duty truck for, like, the smithing stuff, you know, like, it's gonna cost me so much more money. And sales tax, yeah. Melissa, for context, it's a 2007 F350. Okay, it's an XLT with a utility body, right, and a liftgate. That liftgate alone costs probably about as much as I'm spending on that truck, right? And so it has, like, exterior storage and everything, right? The guy changed the head bolts on the engine with head studs, which is like, that's like the thing that normally fucks up on that engine, is that, like, the bolts end up stripping, and then they, you know, the engine fucking implodes. So that's fixed. Like, the biggest issue with this engine is fixed. Okay. He changed all the engine wiring. Right, he replaced it with, like, new engine wiring. He replaced all the engine sensors with new sensors. So all that stuff's, like, new, basically. Right? He said he got, right, like, new tires. He got the tires, like, replaced, like, within, like, the last year. But I'm gonna end up probably wanting to replace those anyway, just because Alabama. The roads up here are dog shit. So that's, like, the one thing, right? But it's just, like the batteries are new, you know, like, it runs and drives, he's been maintaining it, right? And it looks fucking new. Like, he sent me pictures of both the exterior and the interior. It's not messy, it's not gross, it's actually, like, fucking pristine, with the exception of, like, a single tear on, like, one of the seats. And, you know, he says everything works, right? Like, the radio, the AC, like, literally everything in it works. Right, the liftgate works. Everything works. And he's only selling it for $6,000. Like, well, he the asking price was $7,500. I got it down to $6,000. He's been struggling to sell it in Miami because no one wants that sort of truck in Miami, right? Like, you know, normally I'd be like, oh, why is he selling it for so cheap? you know? But it's like, I lived there my entire life. I know what kind of cars people drive there, right? 6,000 is kind of high in that area for that truck, right? Like, my mom was like, I don't know, 6,000's too much. I think you should pay 4,000 for it. And it's just like, no, that's insane. Like, that's absolutely insane. But a lot of people in the area think like that because it's old. It's got 200,000 miles on it, okay? And it's actually, I mean, usually cars come out, like, the year on a car is usually the year after the year when the car comes out. The car usually comes out a year before, you know? Like, the 2026 cars come out in 2025, right? So it is literally a 20-year-old car. Okay. 200,000 miles. Which, again, if it's bulletproofed, the way he says it is, and he made all those changes to the engine, 200,000 miles is like the normal, like, expectancy for one of these trucks without engine upgrades. With engine upgrades, this thing can go for about double that, right? Double that, you know, with good proper maintenance if we're lucky. Another 150 easy. Just had to swap my battery in my truck. Yeah, this truck has 2 batteries. The guy says he swapped both of them like literally 3 months ago. So the batteries are fucking new. The broken AC systems cost $500 minimum. If it's working, 6,000 ain't expensive. Yeah, so I'm saying it's like 6,000 is very, very cheap for not just the fact that it runs and drives and works, right? But all of the, you know, all of the new systems, or not the new systems, like all of the updated systems he's put into it, all of the engine upgrades he's done to it, right? And just generally just how well maintained it is. You know? I mean, fucking, again, the tires on it, he said, are like less than a year old. New tires for a fucking dually heavy-duty F-350 truck are like well over $1,000, like close to $2,000 just for those fucking tires, you know? There's old and there's old and maintained, two different things. Yeah, exactly. And so, like, in Miami, right, most people don't need a truck in general. Most people just want a, you know, a nice economic car to drive from point A to point B. That's what most people care about in Miami, right? They don't give a shit about a truck, right? It's not Alabama. Most people don't use trucks for work in Miami. And the people that do use trucks for work, they don't want, you know, a massive 1-ton truck that consumes diesel, right? Like, that's not something that people want. People in Miami would rather have a newer, you know, ideally a newer, right, half-ton truck that suffices, you know? And, you know, it, like, isn't gonna fucking, like, guzzle fucking diesel, you know? Like, they want, like, a relatively newer, more economic, right, you know, utility vehicle that is good enough. They want something like my F-150. And even my F-150 is, like, on the nicer side for, like, you know, what people, like, or on the heavier, dutier side, you know, for people, like, what people in Miami want, right? Like, my F-350 is, like, pretty long. You know, it's a fucking super crew, right? Like, you know, again, it's like, people in Miami have the money to buy relatively newer vehicles, and so they're not gonna spend a few $1,000s on an old truck, right? That's why he's had it for 1.5 years and hasn't sold it. It's not because anything's wrong with it. It's because it's just not the right market for it, right? If I brought that truck up here, right, and this is like the main reason why I've convinced myself I'm gonna buy it, yes or yes, right? It's not about whether or not I'm gonna buy it. It's about whether or not I'm gonna keep it. I can bring that up here and sell it for 3 times what I'm paying for it. 15 to 18K is like the average that, you know, that style of truck goes for. If I throw in the fact that, you know, the engine's bulletproof and all this stuff is new and it's literally, it doesn't just run and drive, it's fucking pristine, I can easily jump that up to like $20,000, $21,000, $22,000 for that truck if I want to resell it, right? And because of the fact that it's already 20 years old, it already has 200,000 miles on it, right? Like, nothing, you know, like, if I keep that truck for a while, nothing short of literally fucking crashing it, or just not giving it maintenance and letting it die, right? Like, nothing short of completely abandoning this fucking truck, or destroying it is going to reduce the value. It's already depreciated as much as it's going to, you know? So it's just like, it's like a really obvious, you know, no-brainer conversion of $6,000 cash into $18,000 of equity, you know? Like, I'm gonna buy it. But yeah, I at first I was planning to like take the truck and just haul the trailer back with it, because that'll save me a bunch of gas. Because obviously this truck is actually built for hauling heavy shit, and so it's not going to, hauling the trailer isn't going to affect its mileage the way that it's going to affect the mileage on my truck, right? My truck is going to have about, it's going to have its mileage basically halved, pulling that fucking trailer. But the guy, again, just real honest with me, right? I say keep it so you can sell it if you absolutely have to. Like, you can scrape by now. But if you hit a time when you can't scrape by or you reach your wit's end financially, then sell it. I mean, yeah, exactly. That's another thing. It's like, it's a really, really good safety net too, just to keep it, you know? Because like down the road, if I ever reach like a really tough time and I'm like, fuck, man, I gotta make money somehow, I can sell it, you know? And it's an instant lifeline. Like, $20,000, dude, $20,000 is like a year's rent and more. You know, that's like a hell of a cushion. You can go on $20,000 for a good year. You know, if things really, really get tough and, you know, like, we need to fucking, like, you can very easily budget out $20,000 into, like, a year. Right? So it's just, like, it is an incredible lifeline. You still have to pay back the loan? Yeah, exactly. That is true. I do still have to pay back the loan for the truck itself. Because I'm not just, like, I don't just have the $6,000 cash, chat. The loan that I have, that I took out for Pace parents, I'm gonna renew it, and so I'm just gonna essentially, like, all that means, chat, is that our income from PayPal is going to continue to be discounted 30%, same as like YouTube. That's all that means. It's not like a monthly payment I have to make. It's simple as, the more money we make, the more of that loan is paid off. So, like, it's really, really seamless. I actually really like the way that PayPal does their working capital loans. But yeah, I'm just gonna be renewing that, and so effectively for like a year, I'm gonna be essentially, technically, quote unquote, paying for that truck. But again, it's not a super duper big deal. Ultimately, if things ever get like really tough, I'll just say, hey, chat, you know, don't donate to the PayPal, donate directly through, or, you know, donate through YouTube, or you know, whatever, right? Donate through crowd control, etc. Like, some alternative. And because again, PayPal is just really cool the way that they do this. They give you a minimum of what you have to pay every 3 months, right? Like, every 3-month period, there has to be like a minimum that you're paying off. So they don't force you to pay off the loan within a year or anything like that. And they don't charge you any sort of extra interest for taking longer, by the way. Instead, they just charge you a fee, right, like initially, like an initial fee, like right off the bat. They charge you that, and then they just add that to the loan that you took out. And that's their cut, essentially. So instead of having, like, you know, oh, but you're taking long to pay it, and you're paying the minimum, so you're going to pay tons of horrible interest, they're very, like, direct. They're like, okay, for this loan, we're going to charge you this much. And this much will just be added on to how much you're paying off over time. Cool? Cool. And it's a static amount that doesn't change. And again, you don't have to pay off the loan within the year. You can take as long as you want to, and they don't charge you any extra for it. Well, not as long as you want to. As long as you're paying, again, like within like a really generous minimum. Like to give you an idea, chat, the loan I've been paying off the last year, right? The minimum for a 3-month period is 805. That's how much we've been paying for it, like off on that loan in a single month. So if we made like a third of our income, we'd still be paying off the loan without worry, right? So I'm not worried about that. Oh yeah. What I am thinking about doing is possibly just taking out a bigger loan, not just a loan for the truck, just taking out a bigger loan right off the bat, and just so that I'm not paying that one-time fee multiple times when down the road I want to buy like stuff for the smithing stuff. So that's what I'm kind of thinking about doing as well, is just taking out a bigger loan, having more cash that I have taken out that I can just put into a box, so that when we do move, I already have that cash on hand to buy materials, buy equipment, etc., and start working on the smithing stuff and getting that off the ground, essentially. Getting off the ground and hopefully making a return in, within a year, right? That's what I'm hoping for. I think ahead a lot, chat. I think ahead a lot. Yeah, it's gonna depend on like what the rate is, right? On the loan, because if you take out like a smaller loan, they take out less than 30% from your pay. But like if I can take out, because I think right now, because we've been doing so good paying off the $7,000 loan that I took out for Pay's dad, they've increased the limit on how much I can take out with them to 10,000. And so, yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking that's what I'll do. Possibly. Just take out the full 10,000. A little less than 2,000 of that goes towards paying off the existing loan. Right? To then obviously, renew the loan. And then that leaves me 6,000 for the truck, and then about 2,000 left over that I can just use to buy equipment. Right. Which isn't bad. Or again, I might just take out the money for just the truck, and then, worry about that down the road. But again, then I'd have to pay the one-time fee a second time, which sucks. Such a good goy that we allow you to enslave yourself harder. You are cattle. Lamau. I mean, you can't do anything in this world without some sort of, investment. You just can't. I hate it, but that's just the way it is. What am I to do? Take loans and repay them all until they increase the cap to something like 200k, and take the money and hide in a cabin in the forest. Follow me for more financial advice. You know what's funny, typing? That's exactly what my dad said. My dad has been building up his credit, and what he told me, I swear to God, what he told me is that there's gonna come a day when he's gonna be so tired of just, of all the bullshit taxes, that he is just going to take out a loan. He's going to take out, the biggest loan he can come up with, right? Or take out, a credit card or whatever, right? And he's just going to take out a loan. He's going to cash out on all of his credit, all of it. And then he's just going to fucking disappear. He's going to just leave the fucking country and just disappear to some fucking foreign location to live out the rest of his days. Like, I'm just like, Dad, you can't do that. And he was like, but what if I did? My cousin found out a few years ago he had no credit but a ton of cash from his traveling nurse job. He couldn't buy a single car till his parents lent him their credit. Yeah, everything in the U.S. relies on credit. It's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. Which is again why I like the way that PayPal does it. PayPal doesn't do it based off of your credit. They don't check your credit at all. They're just like, yeah, you're making money through us with your business account. So based off of how much your income is, we'll give you a loan that we think you can afford. And that's how they do it. That's it. We give you a loan that we think you can afford to pay off within the year. And then we also give you the wiggle room to pay it off later, slower if you need to. And it's just like, I don't know. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. I can't breathe. I know, like, a lot of people don't like PayPal for, like, various reasons, right? Like I know a lot of people don't like their fees, like PayPal's fees. They're, like, a little higher than, like, other, your dad has a decent retirement plan, I approve. But, like, a lot of people are like, yeah, PayPal's fees are, like, so egregious, blah, 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 blah. It's like, I'm sorry, man, but, like, PayPal's features and support, like to me are worth that small extra fee. Like, I don't know any other company at all that has a, like, dedicated guy who I know by name that I can call whenever I need help with something, or whenever I don't understand something, or whatever, who will call me back to check in and make sure that I'm good. Like, that's awesome to me. Like recently, right? Like, I updated a bunch of the information on my PayPal, right, to the LLC, to the business, right? And because of it, it fucked with my ability to access certain things, right? And I wasn't sure what information I was supposed to use, and because the account originally was set up as a sole proprietorship under my name, right? But with a business name, right? Like a doing business as name. And then I didn't make a new account, I just changed the account. Or rather, I just added information to the account so that whenever I gain money, right, onto my PayPal account, it doesn't attribute that money to my SSN. It attributes it to my LLC's EIN, right, for tax purposes. And so I was, like, struggling to figure out what information I was actually even supposed to give. Because the way that we set up our LLC, we set it up so that if you guys decide to look up our LLC and try to find our names, you won't find them. Right? Our names aren't publicly on the LLC. Right? Mine and Pay's. But obviously we're, like, the two, co-owners of it. And that was causing some issues. And so the guy, right, the PayPal, customer service guy, right, called me up and was like, hey, I saw you're struggling, to do this, right? Do you want me to try to connect you to figure out why that is, right? We'll connect you with the team that specializes in this. And, we have like full transparency with this sort of thing, right? We'll figure out why it is that, you got declined for this thing, right? And yeah, he just dialed me into the person. We talked about it back and forth, try to, sort out the information, figure out what goes where and what's what, right? We figured out the problem, you know, and that was great. And then that same representative called me back like the day later, and he was like, hey, did you manage to get everything sorted? Yeah, cool, awesome, great. If you ever need anything, just give me a call. This is my personal line. You know, it's like, I'm sorry, but like, you just don't find service like that, like, anywhere these days. And not having to sit around, you know, for hours with customer support trying to figure out a fucking niche problem is so good. It's just so good. Like, between that and again just how like seamless and like easy to use and like just non-shitty like their fucking loan system is, like I really enjoy working with PayPal. I think PayPal's fantastic. This is not an ad read. I just realized I've been rambling. This feels like an ad read. I just like working with them, chat. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get back to working on D&D. Hey, man. Hamilton said most of Gen Z is up to their eyeballs in debt. Yeah, I try my best to avoid debt as much as possible. It's sponsored by PayPal, JK. Dude, I wish. But yeah, it's like I try my best to like avoid debt as much as possible. Right? Which is again why part of me wants to just sell this truck and just pay off every single debt we have. All the medical debt, like all the fucking just everything. But I know how, I feel like I know what's gonna happen if I do that, okay? What's gonna happen if I do that is we're immediately gonna have 3 emergencies, and then we're gonna end up with debt anyway. And then, you know, shit's gonna get worse somehow, right? Something's gonna happen, right? My alternative options to try to, you know, start the smithing stuff are gonna fall through. My dad's gonna fall through on, you know, helping me with this other thing, and blah, 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 blah. Like, as weird as it sounds, the last place I want to be in life ever is like 100% safe. Because I feel like when you're 100% safe is when everything goes to shit as worse as possible. Like, genuinely. It's incredible the way it always happens. Like, the second you think everything is good and you finally solved all of your fucking problems, like, there is no such thing in this fucking world as a life without problems, chat. Problems will exist out of the fucking nothing. Like, they will materialize. Especially if you have women around. If I wasn't married, I might have different ideas. And I might say fuck it. But, dude, it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is, man. I don't want to not have problems. I really don't. Because it'll all happen at once. Yeah, it'll all happen at once. We'll be like, all right, sweet. You know, we sold the truck. We paid off all of our debts, right? You know, we spent the rest of the money, you know, on whatever, right? We bought a second, because we need a second car anyway, you know? So it's like, oh, well, we're just going to spend, you know, after we pay off our debts, we're going to spend the rest of the money that we have left on buying, you know, a newer car for pay, right? We'll get, we'll put down a deposit or something for a newer car for pay. Right? Just to give you an example, right? That car breaks down, you know, some shit happens. Sounds like a trauma response, brother. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah. If, like, I see the pattern, chat. And the pattern is really, really simple, okay? And that is that when you're up, you go down. And when you're down, you go up. Life is just a series of waves, chat. All right? It is a series of waves. The higher the high, the lower the low, and, you know, vice versa. It's just the way it always is. Always. So basically, if it was just you could end up living under a bridge. That you can live, you'd take certain risks. Kind of, more the opposite. I think because of the fact that it's not me, right? Like, because of the fact that I have my wife with me, I want to ensure that we have a healthy amount of problems to fix to keep us both focused and moving forward. Does that make sense? Like, if it was just me, I would be less afraid to have no problems. Because, like, when people don't have problems, like humans are, like, naturally want to solve problems. And when humans don't have problems, they, like, even if they don't want to, they, like, subconsciously will make problems. Or the world will just make problems for them. Like, if there's a god up there, he knows what the fuck he's doing, for sure. You know? But, like, when you have two people together, right? Like, me and Pei, that sort of phenomena is, like, multiplied. I also tend to get this dreadful feeling when I'm successfully saving for stuff, no drama, whole apartment clean. I just know someone is gonna come and fuck me up. That's why I don't clean my apartment. Then I don't get the dread. I don't feel that dread when my stuff is clean. I'm, like, dying to have my fucking house be clean. Like, I want it so bad. I want it so bad, I just don't have time. But... Oh, okay. Crowd Control has apparently issued the payment. And... the payment should arrive on the 1st. But yeah, it's like you know, I wouldn't go that far to say, like, I'm, you know, like, it's like, I don't want to do this because then I'm gonna be, you know, dreadful and whatever, right? It, like, for me, it's more so, like, I feel like if you don't have things constantly moving, right? Like, if you don't have something that's, like, in motion, that's, like, you know, causing you to stir, right? Either you'll, like, first off, you'll get complacent, right? And then second off, life always throws something new at you. And if you're being complacent, you're not going to be ready for it, you know? So, it's like, yeah, like, I don't mind taking on, like, some relatively small loans for things that I think will help me in the future, even if it feels stressful right now. Right? Just because I don't know, I feel like it's a healthy amount of stress, and as long as, like, what I'm taking out the thing for isn't completely risky, like, for example, this truck, right? If this loan ends up being too much for me, right, and I'm like, you know, I can't afford this, we're struggling month to month, like, to, like, an intolerable degree, I just sell off the truck, pay off the loan, and I have some money left over, you know? Like, I still have loads, I'd still have, like, about the value of the truck left over, you know? Or rather, like, about, like what I paid for the truck left over, you know? It's like, I feel like when I take these risks and I take out these loans, right? And I put myself into debt for something, right? Because I hate debt, right? Like, if I'm gonna do it willingly, I'm gonna do it in a scenario where I know that I have an out, you know? Like, or you know, where I know that, like, I'm not gonna be in complete charge of it, right? Like, for example, the loan I have right now for Pei's parents are paying back for it. Like, they're literally paying me for it. They're paying off the loan, you know? So I'm not stressed out about it. And, you know, even though I don't even think they ended up fucking using the loan. I think, like, what Pei's dad was planning to do with the loan ended up falling through, right? Either way, I helped Pei's dad, and so now Pei's dad, you know, feels inclined to help me whenever I need help with something, right? I got a permanent, you know, relationship up from doing that, right? As fucked up and transactional as that sounds, you know. Again, with the truck, it's like, yes, I'm going to take out this loan that I'm going to have to now continue to pay for another year, right? Right as we're almost done paying off that first loan, right? Or rather, as Pace Parents almost done paying off that first loan. But, you know, I'm going to have this physical asset that if I, you know, end up stressed out about the loan, I just sell it. I just sell it. I can sell it for the value of the loan and get it out of my hands probably within the week. Or I can sell it for more, you know, and have some extra money left over, right? Like, I have options. When did you pay off your $16 credit card debt? Don't worry about it. Where's? Don't worry about it. My dad took care of it. By which I mean he didn't take care of it, he just told me how to take care of it. His way. Don't worry about it. If it works, it works. Exactly. Okay. No, I'll be honest. So what happened to that credit is I asked my dad what his advice was, and my dad said, just don't pay it. There's your answer. Like, I wish I was, like, joking with you, but, like, that's literally it. My dad was like, you know, you can't afford to pay it, so they can't extort you, because you literally don't have the money to pay it. Right? And so, you know, worst case scenario, they find you. I double C. Goddamn immigrants driving up the rates for us real Americans. Go back to QU wet pack them out. No, I mean, this was my dad's response. Okay, it was if you can't afford to pay it, don't pay it, because I mean they can't extort you. You don't have the money to pay it, right? Worst they can do is if they find you, they can sue you. And if they find you, you just file for bankruptcy. So just don't pay it. Don't answer any phone calls. You know, eventually your debt will be sold to a collector. And, you know, if they find you, then you file for bankruptcy. If they don't, then you don't. Either way, your fucking credit's gonna tank. You're in bumfuck Alabama? Exactly, I moved. So he's like, you know, he's like, either way, regardless of what you do, your credit's gonna tank, and it's gonna take years for it to recover. If you're okay with dealing with that, then that's it. That's all you gotta do. You know? So it's just like, well, fuck it. You know, it's not the best option, but if it works, it works. Maybe do get a gun now that you've got a wife. You're not gonna shoot your mom or self. Yes, me and Pip have been talking about wanting to get a gun soon. Like, very, very soon. Well, we've been talking about it for like a year now, but we just, you know, just thing after thing after thing after thing after thing. Just the way it is. Guns are expensive. Maybe that's what we do, chat. We sell the truck and we buy a bunch of guns. There you go. Fuck it. Who needs a smithing channel? Let's just start a fucking hunting channel, chat. But yeah, for the record, chat, this is not that was not financial advice. That's just, I mean, it was financial advice, but it wasn't from me. It's my dad's financial advice. My country's owned by the bankers, so they will just garnish your wages so fucking hard. Yeah, the only people that can really do that in America, I'm pretty certain, is the IRS. I think the IRS can do that, and that's about it. Yeah. Which is why you don't fuck with the IRS. But also, again, it's like the IRS has to fucking catch you, you know? I think it's really funny, like whereas, like, of course, you know, the fucking immigrants are doing all this shit. Dude, Pays, so me and Pay were talking to Pay's white grandpa, okay? This is it's a white guy that is like a family friend of theirs, and he works in like home construction and stuff. And he was telling us how he sold a house in Florida once, because we were telling him that we wanted to get a gator, and he was like, okay, then get one. You don't have to go to Miami to get to Florida to have a pet gator. And we're like, well, but it's legal in Florida, you know, he's like, okay, and it's like, you know, it's like, yeah, like the permits are really cheap in Florida, you know, like, and then his response was, why do you want the gator to be legal? Just get a gator and just don't tell the government. Like, what are you talking about? It's like, you don't need it to be legal in Alabama to have a pet gator. You just get one. And you just don't tell anyone about it. You know? And he, I was just like, but, and he was like, I mean, are you gonna tell someone about it? Like, are you gonna advertise that you have a gator? And I was like, I kind of stream for a living, so yeah, actually. And he's like, okay, well, shit, then yeah, you have to go to Florida, you know? But he was telling us how back in the day when he lived in Florida, he sold his house, and he didn't tell the government that he sold his house. So normally when you sell a house, you have to pay immense amounts of fucking taxes on your gains, you know, like on the money that you made. So he sold his house, and he just didn't tell the government about it. And he's like, yeah, it's been like 30 years. Too late for them to do anything about it now, right? And so it's like, yeah, I could have told the government that I sold my house and then given them money for selling my property that I already paid taxes on, right? Yeah, I could have done that. Or I could just not say anything, pray to God I get away with it, which I did. And if they do find me, then, well, you know, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. I just pay my taxes. Oh well, you know? Essentially, it's like a nothing ventured, nothing gained sort of mentality. And so, yeah, it's been 30 years, the IRS can't do anything about it anymore. Real estate registry is so goddamn thorough, you don't even need the deed in your house. Jesus. Yeah, we don't live in, like, a fucking total vigilance state the way that you guys do. Half of American life is doing stuff that's not legal and not giving a fuck because rebellion is in our heritage. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I've learned over the last, like, half a decade or so, chat, that the IRS isn't as scary as they pretend like they are. Like, the whole, the IRS, knows how much money you made and how much you owe them, and if you don't do your taxes right, they're gonna, you know, they're gonna audit you for it. Like, joke. That's all just bullshit. Like, I think that joke was passed around on the internet by IRS agents to instill fear and control the people. I don't believe that is true for not one fucking second. They don't care till they catch you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, once they catch you, they're like, you know, haha, we gotcha. But like, they don't know nearly as much as they act like they do. They don't actually know how much money you made, chat. Not even close. They have no fucking clue how much fucking money you made. They have no fucking idea. They have endless upon endless upon endless amounts of paperwork that is sent to them every year, and I'm pretty confident they don't look at it. I'm incredibly confident they don't look at it. They don't look at it, they don't audit, they don't verify shit, which is why there's so much, like, fucking, like, immigrant, you know, fucking, like, scam bullshit. Like so many fucking people scam the fucking government. And it's like, why do they get away with it? Well, duh. Because the fucking IRS doesn't actually do anything. They just, they're just, the IRS is like three little fucking Jews stacked on top of each other in a fucking trench coat, pretending like they're big and scary, okay? They're not. they're not. Just call them out an address and they tell you who owns it, and we don't have squatters laws. I really want to live in a free country, but if I'm lucky, the race war starts soon here, and I got some scores to settle, so I'm not gonna move, Lamau. That's fair. They rely on their reputation mostly. Yeah, exactly. Like they have this reputation of, you know, it's like they know everything, and if you don't do your taxes right, they're gonna get you. It's like, no, dude. I pay a guy every year to do my taxes wrong, specifically so that I don't have to do, you know, like, pay as much money to the IRS. And apparently that's what everyone else fucking does too. Apparently this is a normal thing that everyone does. Starting this year, the IRS actually lowered the number of audits they do. Fewer but deeper is their new policy. They're not really going to hone in on randos making less than the average annual salary. Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, like, if they're going to hone in on the people making fucking billions upon billions of dollars and be like, why the fuck are you making billions upon billions of dollars? You own a daycare, you know? Like that's what's going to happen. Right? But, like, they physically don't have the manpower to actually audit, like, 90% of the fucking country. They don't. It's all bullshit. I'm not gonna, like, anything done. Heard the postal service don't fuck around, though. The USPS? What do you mean by that? Don't fuck around in, like, what sense? The USPS, like, barely makes enough money to function. They'll hold on people like me who make enough to get on the radar, but not enough to defend myself, or engage in dodgy accounting. The hone on the middle class. You're probably right. You're honestly probably right. You're honestly probably totally correct. I don't know. I like, again, it's just like, Yeah. I think you'll be fine. Let's see. Let me actually fucking work on this shit now. Let's see. About D&D for which you desperately want to prepare. Yeah, we have D&D today, chat. We have D&D today. We have D&D today. And I have been working, chat. I have been hard at work. They're going to Darkon. I don't think they're doing much today. Like, I don't think they're actually going to get to most of the stuff that I'm making today. But... Right now what I'm working on, chat, is Gale's new armor. Because Gale's current armor, right, is for a different god. Did he actually send me? I asked him to send me the details of it before I forwarded. Hasn't. Ah, my soul. Let's see. Cast healing protection action. Hit dice restore points equal to roll. Curse modifier. One. Use restore to rest. Ideas, ideas, ideas. How fucking good the design was for Dawn. God damn. God damn. Let me actually go look at something. I think there was. Oh my god, fuck, I can't breathe. Fucking phlegm. Mucus. Hmm. Let's see. Calm down, George. What? Sorry, I'm locked in chat. Don't know if that's obvious. Hmm. Fuck. this? I'll have to come pick me up at like 12:30 and look at your DMs. We need to go to the store and get our meds, wet wipes, and send drop food. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay, let me see. Oh. Those are so fucking weird. It's like, I know this is red, but it's like obviously brown right now. Ah, shit. Not quite. God, that scared the fuck out of me. Thank you, Just Brain, for the 1,000 jewels. Thank you. Damn, the thumbnail almost got me knocked upside my head. Wait, why? What was wrong with the thumbnail? What's the problem with the thumbnail? You guys don't like an eye? For some reason. Can't display peek at family gathering. Love out. That's fair, that's fair. My bad, G. I'm sorry. There. Sorry, chat. Ugh, so much phlegm. My ear fucking hurt. Oh. Come free me from my shackles. I'm gonna hop off. You be careful driving Pay around later, yeah. Speaking of, Lolama. I Brother Doom, bye Brother Doom. Start the hashtag free pay movement. Yeah, I'm coming. Chat, I'm gonna go ahead and just end stream here. Unfortunate, we're just not gonna get anywhere close to daily. That's okay, we're like 50 bucks away from monthly. We can hit that tomorrow. We can 100% hit that tomorrow when we do Blade Song. I will see you guys about an hour and a half for D&D. Try my best to be done by then. I'm gonna go ahead and set up a raid for it. Direct. I'm gonna raid the new channel. Chat, we're still trying to grow the new channel, chat. Please. Go subscribe if you haven't. And yeah. See you guys over there. Chat, you don't have to go fuck yourselves. It's healthy. I'll see you guys later. Love yous.